In this episode, I fall short one last time of finishing the rat rod radio flare. So here we go. Here lies the problem: is my exhaust header is hitting my footrest right in here, and it's not even necessarily square against the flange. I just have the chain connected, so trying to just get an understanding of exactly where the motor wants to be positioned before I go cutting. But this is going to be my, we have a straight section in here, and so I'm going to section out in here some material, so then I can move this forward and we can figure out then how much exactly to cut off. We're going to make one cut first, closer to the flange side. So one other thing is I had to order a new gasket from the old muffler. As you can see, we have a chunk missing here. So I went ahead and found another one online, so I ordered a new one. And also, it took some time to clean up the flange surface with some sandpaper, so that's nice and ready to go. And we have the header cut, so let's start figuring out how much we're going to take off. Okay, so for the time being, I have the old gasket on just because I don't want to screw up a nice new one. But we were out here, and obviously we had a conflict, so I feel like, I mean, really only about ½ an inch is what I might need. However, because it's a staged pipe, meaning we've got different it's a chambered pipe, it gets bigger and bigger. That's for different power curve reasons. To be safe, I think I'm going to go ahead and just take off about a full inch. And yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have it just come right underneath the footrest, like so, but I kind of want to have it flared out a little bit too. But this is the amount of pipe I removed, and I'm pretty happy. I think I got it about right. You can see now how everything clears. In fact, I can get almost like my pinky through here. I might turn it a little bit, make it more of like a dump, but we'll see. First things first, I'm gonna clean up around the perimeter of this with my flap disc, try to plane these out a little better, just in the event I've kind of made compound cuts. So with my excess material, I went ahead and cut that in half and ground that up a little bit. Not as clean as I have on the real pipe, but I have it on my magnetic square clamp here. This is so I can practice getting my machine set up at the right amperage and whatnot, because I don't want to be burning through this on the real thing. So we'll go ahead and try to learn our lessons here on this practice piece. Okay, so I've got this thing mocked up in place. I'm going to tack weld that joint, maybe in 2 spots, maybe 3, we'll see, and then I'll take it off and then I'll fully weld it. But anyway, as you can see, it's got a nice downward dumping action, and we are under the kick plate as well. Alright, so while the practice piece went good on Monday, I did struggle and blow through the pipe in a couple spots. Luckily, I was able to correct that with a little filler rod here on Saturday. It just got to be too late, and I was, you know, trying to just get done what I wanted to get done, but I was getting sloppy. Not 100% happy with the way it turned out, but happy with the way it turned out given the conditions. But I'm going to slap this on the block now, see if we can check for some exhaust leaks, and see if I don't. I'm kind of mixed on re-welding the braces back on the pipe. I don't really know the purpose they serve, and I'm going to brace the end of the pipe a different way. So anyway, let's get this on the block and start her up, see how it sounds.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that sound. That was awesome. It's great. I felt around, didn't feel any exhaust leaks at my weld seam. I am going to take this thing back off because I want to get inside some of the welds. You know, I want to smooth out on the inside of the header. Also, I'm going to have to hammer a little bit in on the backside of header. Apparently, from my mock-up tack welds to the time that I fully welded it, you know, welding likes to shrink things, suck things in different directions. But we're right on the gas tank, and you know, just for things like vapor lock, I don't want like all this heat going to the gas tank to then cause me problems there. I am going to eventually heat wrap the header, but just to be safe for now, I'm going to just kind of hammer a little flat spot in there. When I get it back on the frame, and that's probably going to be tomorrow, here it is Saturday, I'm also going to cut probably like straight down. It's probably hard to see on the camera because I have it at a bad angle. I'll show you tomorrow, but I'm going to cut this as well, but I'm not going to do that till I have this setting on the frame. And that means the only thing we got left is the second jack shaft, and it should be able to run, so that's awesome. Now, previously I had tried using like a propane torch to bend this, and that wasn't going to work. So I burnt off some of the paint, and when I was running it there, I did see a bunch of smoke coming off, and I think that was, yeah, some of the, basically some of the paint. So another reason to heat wrap it, but I'm going to let this cool down for a bit, take the header back off, like I said, clean up the inside, hammer the back, and then we will tune in tomorrow. Okay, here we are on Sunday, and I got the motor on the chassis again, and so now you can see how we've got a nice fit, slide by the footrest and everything. And so I'm going to cut off basically about straight through here, and then it's going to give this like kind of a nice little motorcycle kind of dump look to it. But I'm going to get that done, and we can jump around on to the jack shaft. Okay, there we go. Pretty happy with it. It's nice and flush with my footrest now. And so let's get on to doing that jack shaft, guys. Okay, so I gotta be very careful how I position the camera because project car is right over there. And of course, I want to keep that under wraps until okay, so here's the goal. If it doesn't rain and pour tomorrow, because it is raining right now, that's why I have the project car still parked in the garage. I hope to do that shoot tomorrow, Monday, and have a video up for you guys Tuesday to unveil that. But again, today we are on the jack shaft, and if you've been following along, this chain used to be from the centrifugal clutch to this jack shaft, which you cannot see. But so that's going to determine my distance. It will be somewhere back in this area, and then I will install the jack shaft floating out here, and then shorten up the chain to this sprocket. But it looks like I'm going to have to move the axle sprocket back out this way, since I will have an offset in the chain, but that's okay. But anyway, I'm going to get going on positioning the jack shaft according to this chain. Alright, so here's what I've settled on. I welded some tube steel to the frame here, and I'm going to take this angle iron and kind of mount it like so. And the reason for that is this, I guess it's not really a pillow block, but the jack shaft support sprockets I ordered, you can see the teeth, it's like barely like about the same plane as this guy. So I do this as the angle iron trails away here on the angle. That's going to give it the adequate space it needs. Also, not quite sure, I might do a second one of these out here for a second one of these as well. I just kind of have to see how that all slides. The other part is I've got this extra length here that I can kind of slide that I can slide all the way from the back to here to help me get that proper distance off of this sprocket. So anyway, I'm gonna get going on that, and yeah, we'll see. Alright, so this is kind of where I settled. I've got my Jackshaft holder in place. You can see I hole sawed through yet again the side of the wagon. And the reason for that is I'm going to Jackshaft is going to slide through it, and then I'm going to use on the other side this to help stabilize it. But again, I'm pretty happy with the way it worked out, so we'll have this chain goes in there, and then we'll do a second one. This sprocket, still got to move that sprocket out, but I'm not going to get finished, and even if I did, guys, that's what I'd have to go ride out in. So it's been pouring all day, which is good. We needed it so bad up here. But anyway, I got out here probably about 1:30, 1:45, and it is now 5:30, 5:45. So I'm gonna call it a day because, of course, as you know, I need to clean up my garage after I get done working. So that's partially why we're gonna call it a day here, because I got a big mess to clean up. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some primer and paint on this now, since that's gonna be the easiest way to do it. And then after that, just let it sit for the rest of the time, and then I guess next week, I hate saying this, it seems like I say this every week. Next week, I guess, is when I'm gonna get this running again. Kind of deflated, but we will ride once again. But time to pick up my mess. So I got the Jackshaft hanger primered and painted. Got the garage cleaned up aside from these metal shavings. So, till next time, peace out.